You know that feeling? Everything was going great, like actually great. She was texting back fast, she was laughing at your jokes, she was initiating conversations. You were thinking, okay, this is finally happening. And then out of nowhere, the energy shifted. Her replies got shorter. The vibe got colder, and now you're sitting there staring at your phone thinking, what did I do? Did I say something wrong? Was it that one message? Did she find someone else? And your brain won't let it go. It's running the whole thing back on a loop like you're reviewing game tape trying to find the fumble. Let me stop you right there. You're not crazy, and you're probably not as wrong as you think you are, but there is something happening that you're missing. And until you understand it, it's going to keep happening. Same story, different girl, same ending. So today I'm breaking down the 7 real reasons she went cold on you, not the surface stuff, the deep psychological stuff. The things she won't tell you, can't tell you, and honestly doesn't even fully understand herself. By the end of this, you're going to see the whole situation completely differently. And more importantly, you're going to know exactly what to do. Number 1. You made her the main character of your life too fast. Here's the truth. The moment you started rearranging your whole day around her texts, the moment she became the first thing you checked in the morning and the last thing on your mind at night, she felt it. Not because you told her. Because energy communicates before words ever do. Women are incredibly perceptive about this. When a man's entire emotional state starts riding on her responses, she feels the weight of that. And that weight is not romantic, it's pressure, it's a burden. She went from being excited about a cool guy she was vibing with to suddenly feeling like she's responsible for your happiness. That's a lot to put on someone you've known for 3 weeks. Think about it from her side. She woke up one morning and suddenly talking to you started to feel like a job. Like if she didn't reply fast enough, she'd be letting you down. And no one wants to feel that at the beginning of something new. The fix isn't complicated. Get your life back. Not to play games. Not to seem busy on purpose. Actually get back to your purpose. Your gym, your work, your friends, your growth. When your life is full, her texts become a nice part of your day, not the whole point of it. That's the energy that keeps attraction alive. Number 2. Too fast. There's a rhythm to attraction, and most guys completely destroy it without realizing it. You met her. Things were good. And then, because you liked her, you started opening up. Fast. Maybe you told her about your ex. Maybe you shared your insecurities early. Maybe you were texting her paragraphs at 2 a.m. about how much you felt like you two had a real connection after knowing her for 2 weeks. And I get it. When you like someone, you want to connect. That's human, but here's what happens on her end. When a man reveals everything too quickly, he takes away the mystery. And mystery, bro. Mystery is literally the engine of attraction. It's what keeps her curious. It's what makes her want to see you again. It's what makes her think about you when you're not there. When you lay everything out on the table in week 1, she has nothing left to discover. And the wanting to discover you is half the addiction. Less is more. Share things slowly. Let her earn pieces of you, not because you're hiding yourself, but because you respect the pace of real connection. Let her wonder. Let her ask questions. That wondering, that's attraction doing its job. Number 3, your neediness started leaking through your texts. This one is underrated, and it destroys more potential relationships than people realize. She didn't go cold because of one message. She went cold because of a pattern. And that pattern looks something like this. She replied late once, and you sent a follow-up, then another, then a hey, just checking if you saw this. She gave you a short reply, and you triple texted trying to bring the energy back up. She was in a mood one day, and instead of giving her space, you asked, are you okay? Did I do something? Is everything fine between us? Bro. She started feeling like she was managing you. Women don't want to manage you. They want to be with you. There's a massive difference. The moment she starts feeling like she has to carefully word her replies so you don't spiral, or that she has to explain her mood every time she's a little quiet, she starts pulling back. Not because she stopped liking you, because the interaction started feeling like emotional labor. The rule is simple. One message. If she doesn't reply, let it breathe. Live your life. If she's into you, she'll come back. If she doesn't, you have your answer without embarrassing yourself. Silence is powerful. Use it. Number 4, you agreed with everything she said. Pay attention to this one because it's subtle. At some point, without realizing it, you stopped having opinions. You liked whatever she liked. You agreed with whatever she said. You changed your position the second she pushed back on anything. You laughed at things you didn't find funny. You said you loved things you'd never cared about before. And you did all of this because you wanted her to like you. Which makes sense, but here's what actually happened. She started to feel like she wasn't talking to a real person. She was talking to a mirror that just reflected her back to her. Women don't want to be agreed with constantly. They want to be challenged. They want to feel like they're talking to someone with his own mind, someone who has opinions and stands behind them, someone who can look her in the eye and say, nah, I completely disagree with that. Here's why. With calm confidence, not aggression, just conviction. That's attractive, that's masculine, that creates polarity. The guy who just goes along with everything feels like a passenger, and women don't get addicted to passengers. They get addicted to men who lead, have a spine, not to be difficult. But because you're a man with actual thoughts and opinions, and that matters. Number 5. She tested you and you failed without knowing it. This is the one most guys completely miss. And I'm telling you right now, understanding this changes everything. Women test men. Not consciously most of the time. It's not a calculated plan. It's more like an instinct. She says something slightly provocative and watches how you react. She cancels plans and sees if you fold or hold your ground. She goes a little cold for a day to see if you panic. She says something like, "I don't know, you seem like a player," not because she really believes it, but to see what you do with that. And most guys fail these tests the same way. They over-explain, they prove themselves, they panic, they become extra available to show her they're not what she said. And that reaction, that defensive scramble for approval, that's the thing she was actually testing for. When a man fails a test like this, she doesn't consciously think, okay, he failed. She just feels it. She feels him shrink. And a man who shrinks when challenged doesn't feel safe to a woman. He doesn't feel like someone she can trust to lead. He feels like someone she'll eventually have to protect. The pass is simple. Stay calm, don't react, don't explain. If she calls you a player, you smirk and say, "That's a bold accusation. What made you say that?" You flip it with calm confidence and zero defensiveness. If she goes cold, you give her space without panic. That stillness under pressure is exactly what she's looking for. You made the talking stage feel like a relationship. Here's something nobody talks about. Talking to someone and being with someone are two completely different things, but a lot of guys blur that line really fast, and it backfires. You started acting like her boyfriend before you were her boyfriend. You were checking in every morning, asking about her day every night, making future plans, getting emotionally attached to a dynamic that hadn't been defined yet. And then, when things got slightly uncertain, you felt the kind of hurt that comes from a relationship. But she didn't sign up for a relationship. She signed up for a conversation. And the moment she felt the pressure of your expectations without the actual commitment being established, she got spooked. Because now it felt heavy. It felt serious. It felt like she had to make a decision she wasn't ready to make. This is why keeping things light early matters. Keep dates fun, not deep evaluations of your future together. Keep text interesting, not daily emotional check-ins. Let attraction build naturally without forcing it into a structure before it's ready. Move things forward, yes, but at a pace that feels exciting, not suffocating. And this is the big one. The one most guys completely miss. You stop being the version of yourself she was originally attracted to. Think back to when things were good. What was that version of you like? You were probably a little less available, a little more unpredictable. You had your own thing going. You weren't overthinking every text. You were just being yourself without too much investment in the outcome. That version of you was attractive. Not because you were playing games, because you were genuinely living your life. And she got to be part of the energy that came from that. And then, as you got more attached, that version started disappearing. You got more careful, more deliberate, more focused on not messing this up. And ironically, the focus on not messing it up is exactly what messed it up. Because you stopped being the guy she met and became the guy who was terrified of losing her. And those are two completely different men. She didn't go cold on you. She went cold on the second version. The version that forgot who he was the moment he got a little attached. The real fix here isn't a tactic, it's a return. Go back to your life. Go back to your mission. Go back to the version of you that existed before her, not to be cold. Not to play games, but because that version of you, the full, purposeful, grounded version, that's the version that she actually wants to come back to. Look, one of these reasons alone can cool things off, but two or three together? That's usually what causes the complete freeze. The good news is, none of this is permanent. Attraction can be rebuilt. But it starts with understanding what actually happened instead of blaming her or obsessing over one message you sent. The truth is this, she didn't go cold because you weren't enough. She went cold because you started acting like you weren't enough. And there's a massive difference. Stop chasing the temperature. Work on yourself. Get your energy right. Rebuild your life. And let her feel the shift. Not because you're trying to get her back, but because you owe it to yourself to be the man you actually are. Drop a comment below. Which one of these hit closest to home? I read every single one, and if you've ever been in this situation and figured out how to turn it around, tell us what worked. That might help somebody watching this right now who really needs it. And if you want to know what to actually do next, the habits, the energy, the real day-to-day behavior that makes women want to stay instead of pulling away, I already made that video. It's called 7 Habits That Make Women Addicted to Your Presence. Go watch that next. It's exactly where this one leads. You already took the first step by watching this. Don't stop here.